with a little special thing here. I want to close out with a little story about a little old boy named Harley. Harley was special. Told his mom and daddy, the doctor did, when he was born, they said, "Your son is special." And they said, "Well, all our kids are special." He said, "Well, no, you don't understand. He's going to be very, very special. He's going to be a little bit slower than your other children." This was a shock for Mom and Dad. And I'm going to let his dad tell the story using the voice of Jimmy Stewart as the dad. It's entitled, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I remember when they came out to the waiting room and they told me, your son is okay, but he's special. He's going to be a little slow. And I said, "Well, I ain't the fastest thing there is around." They said, No, we're talking a different kind of slow. And then I understood where they were coming from. It was hard to swallow. Why did God allow that to happen to me at Christmas time? He was our Christmas baby. He was the last of our 5. Why would God do that to me at Christmas? Well, his mother, she just loved him so much, and I did too, and I do. But I just felt for little Harley. Harley was slow, but his mother worked with him every day. I've never seen such love from a mom to a son, and I'd try, I really did try, but I had such bitterness in me. When he was about 6, 7 years old, they were going to have a Christmas play at the church, and the children's division were going to be in charge of it. They were going to do the Christmas play. And they asked my Harley if he would like to be in it. And I thought, he just can't. He can't compete with those kids. But they said they wanted him to be the innkeeper. He only had one line: "No room in the inn." I'd hear him practice that over and over. His mama said he could do it. I said, okay. They'd practice in the morning and in the evening, and when he'd go to bed at night, I could hear him in his little room saying, "No room in the inn." Well, finally the time came for him to be in the play, and he came to me and he said, "Daddy, are you coming?" I hadn't come to church since he was born. Well, my sugar babe did, and all the other kids did, but I just never went after his birth. But I said, "Boy, I'll be there." "Front row, Daddy." I said, "Front row, son, I'll be there, boy." "You got your line down?" "I got my line down, Daddy." So I got there and I sat right on the front row. And when it was his time, when the curtain opened for that scene, there my boy, he was in that we had a little bathrobe on him and a little old towel on him. He looked like just a little shepherd kind of fella, but he was the innkeeper. We all knew that. And here comes Mary and Joseph walking out center stage, sharp little kiddo, sharp as a tack. Little Mary said, "Oh, Mr. Innkeeper, I'm great with child. I need a room." But my little boy, Harley, I looked at him, he looked at me, and he said, "No room in the inn." And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he gave me a thumbs up. And I gave him a thumb back as my boy, But something happened they weren't planning on happening. All of a sudden, little Joseph chimes in. Come on, man, can't you see she's pregnant? She needs a room. Come on, dude. But my boy hung in there, and he said, no room in the inn. And his little heart was broken. You see, when you're special, your heart's so much more tender. I wanted to do something, but I couldn't do anything. Finally, Miss Johnson, back behind the stage, she motioned to Mary and Joseph, get. And I was saying amen to that woman that used to drive me nuts. And as they were walking off stage, something happened that changed my life forever. My little boy, Harley, stepped out center stage with eyes all aglow and said, wait, you can have my room. You can have my room. And that's when it began to look a lot like Christmas for me. And I want to tell y'all something. Not until you let him have your room will you ever know joy. Joy. Joy to the world. The Lord is come. And I just want to encourage you this Christmas and every Christmas, let him have your room. I did. And what a happy room it is. Merry Christmas. Let him have your room. Merry Christmas.